Hello, guys, and welcome to the Real Things Podcast here on Spotify. And for those of you who are on the YouTube channel, welcome. If you're under the sound of my voice, I want to say firstly, for those of you who are on YouTube, kindly like and follow. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section and make sure that you choose the podcast playlist so you could always come back and listen to the podcast whenever you like. And for those of you who are here on Spotify, please follow and share my content also. And be sure to leave an encouraging, sweet comment. So for you guys who are followers here on YouTube, already you guys know that I cover the niche of the in the Kenyan diaspora, and I also cover I Am Marwa and family. So today we want to talk a little bit about Marwa. We also want to talk about the rains in Kenya and what we've seen so far. The rains also in Tanzania, the damages, the loss of life. Guys, it is so sad. It is so sad indeed. But on a brighter note, we just want to say, may their souls rest in peace for those of you who have passed on in this sad tragedy. But it's just life, it's just a way of life. And we just have to give God thanks every time that we miss like events like these, and we happen to walk away unscathed, unaffected. We just have to give the Creator thanks. But it is life, and we move. Anyway, guys, so we want to talk about I Am Marwa a little bit, and what we want to talk about, actually, for those of you who are new here, I Am Marwa is a Kenyan content creator out of East Africa, Kenya, and along with his family members, his sister Dee Mwango. If you guys are follower or lovers of African village stories, African village lifestyle, this is the hub to be. This is what I do here. So welcome home, family. So I Am Marwa and family actually are YouTubers, and this is what we do here, as I mentioned previously. Yes, man. That's how we do it. So guys, we want to talk about the live stream that I Am Marwa did. And by the way, for those of you who are new here, once again, I Am Marwa is now traveling with the love of his life, his girlfriend Rocio, who is also expecting, and they're still traveling around Africa. Right about now, I think they're in a place called Tanga in Tanzania. I think he said that they will head also over to Zanzibar in Tanzania. Zanzibar is beautiful. I've seen other vloggers gone to Zanzibar, and it is absolutely stunning. So Marwa decided to, do this leg 2024 travel series with his girlfriend, the latest addition to his new family, and it is actually fun to watch and see how well they get along, how well they understand each other, and how well they're actually growing on each other. It is a good look. Definitely a good look. For those of you who don't know me and wondering who I am, well, I am actually of Jamaican descent, and that's why you would understand the language, how I would speak in the accent. Actually, sometimes the accent that I use and the patois language that I will, venture off into from time to time. Yeah, man. So guys, as I was saying, I Am Marwa and his girlfriend is actually, traveling around Africa. That's what he's actually doing for the past 2 weeks. I think it's now probably 3 weeks, heading into 3 weeks that they're out. First, they had a sad situation in Nairobi where they were robbed, and of his girlfriend Rocio, who is from Argentina. It's her first time in Africa, and it was a bitter experience for her. and first time in Nairobi for that length of time that they had. Actually, I think it was the second or third day that they were in Nairobi, and they were robbed on a Sunday morning. Sad, but they've passed that now and moving on to more calmer moments in the travel, and especially for someone who is pregnant at this point in time. I think it needs less hectic, because traveling by itself is already hectic enough. So she's doing fine, honestly, as far as I see. And Marwa himself is also doing great. And yeah, man, welcome to parenthood, Marwa. If I hadn't said so before, welcome to parenthood. Yes, man. And Rosie also, welcome to parenthood. And guys, I'm looking forward to them continuing their travels around Africa. He was on the live this afternoon. Today is what? The Sunday. Today is actually Sunday, May 5th. I was about to say April 5th. Today is Sunday, May 5th, and he did a live. I think that was like 7 p.m. Kenyan time. And he was just discussing his travel plans. He was just liaisoning with his fans, and talking about a little bit of here, there, and everywhere, and also a little bit of issues that he's been faced with in his compound, with him granting the workers the privilege to film in his compound, but unfortunately rules were put in place and they weren't followed. The rules weren't followed. The rules were broken, and he had to let some of the people go. I heard him also said at one point that even in his conversation, like he was explaining about the things that happened in his absence from his home, how the workers were breaking the rules, even though they knew that it would be so bad for him in the public views, because a lot of negative criticism comes from whatever happens in his home. And he was just explaining to his viewers that the guys were just misbehaving and breaking rules here, there, and everywhere. And something that I heard him said, and I understood clearly, because we have a team of us, like a group of us, that actually come together. I call us the Unity team. We come together as positive, content creators. We that actually does the same niche. We come together and we, have like a weekly group roundup. And we did a segment last week, and we actually spoke about him having to let go one of the best animal keeper that he had, one of the boys, and it was one of the best animal keeper. But when Marwa came out and explained to us that what was really happening and why he had to let them go, he was not all that in depth, but enough for us to understand the reasons behind his actions. He actually made a statement, and I understood exactly what he meant. We were talking last week that I think he should be given a chance. This young guy should be given a chance. The animal keeper should be given a chance. But what Marwa said this afternoon, it led me to understand clearly that, Marwa was saying it's not everybody that says God will go to heaven. And I understood him clearly. It's because we were saying the young guy is one of the best that works with the animals, and the animals get along with him very well. But Marwa's statement made me to understand that not because he's the best, and not because the young guy is the best, and that he takes care of the animals the best, means that he's gonna have to be saved, because his actions has to be penalized. I completely get what Marwa was what he was saying in his live today. I completely get it. I understand. It's just like you have a child, and sometimes, not because it's probably your favorite, or the one that you love out of the lot the most, because it doesn't matter. You will love some people will love all children equal, but believe me, as a parent, there's a little bit of this and a little bit of that you will love about each one of them. There are qualities in each one of them that will make you like drawn to one for this way, in this way, and drawn to the other. So, but at the end of it all, you still will love them evenly. But you guys will get what I'm trying to say. So, you know, he explained, you know, not too in depth, but as to why, you know, he had to let them go, because they were bringing a lot of animosity in the home against towards, you know, events that were taking place in the home. It is sad indeed, but because I was really happy that these young guys were getting something to do while they were there. They came to him and they asked that they do the work for him in terms of, you know, cleaning the property, grooming the animals, so on and so forth. But then in the end, it was all because, you know, they wanted content and who knows what else. But I still have faith in that little young guy. I'm still not letting go. There's something in my tummy, in my stomach, that is telling me that he still has a little good remaining in him. And I still have faith and I have hope for that young man, because it is obvious, you know, to the eyes, the watchful eyes, that he loves animals really dearly. So yes, thank you for kicking it with me. I want to also emphasize on Marwa gifting Jamaican uncle, which is a Jamaican gentleman, a businessman that visited Marwa, has stayed in the villa for some times over the period of like 2 months now, and you know, has been like a father figure, uncle, a bigger brother figure to Marwa, and has been guiding him as well as enjoying his time while he was there. He came to Africa, to Nyabohanse, without a YouTube channel, and now believe me, he's right now touring the rest of Africa, just like Marwa is doing, and his YouTube channel is growing. But Marwa has gone ahead to gift him some land. But guys, I saw something in a comment earlier today that someone came out and said that a video was made indicating that it is all a hoax, that Marwa never actually purchased land for this gentleman. It was all a show for the cameras. No, let me tell you something, guys. Anytime that you are a public figure, you have to expect, like, stories like these are always going to arise. Stories like these are always going to come around. People are always going to try to counter whatever you do or say. And this is what a lot of people is not getting, that Marwa is someone who lives his life in the public domain, and him coming on camera to say that he's gifted this Jamaican visitor a piece of land, because the gentleman was also, you know, helping Marwa around. Marwa came on camera, and one thing with Marwa, he's a very transparent guy. You know, he came out and said that if it wasn't for this gentleman, his woes with electricity would have not yet ended. Apparently, the gentleman has assisted him. You know, like, from what he was saying, if it wasn't for the gentleman, you know, his woes wouldn't have ended. So the gentleman assisted him somehow with his purchasing of the solar panels for his home before he left for his 2024 leg of the African tour. And I see it fit that at least Marwa would have somehow, you know, given back to this gentleman. And I think a piece of land was a great gifting idea. It was a great gift. After all, I mean, if anything happens, you know, this gentleman, he wants to come back to Africa. If anything should happen to him in the States in terms of not being able to work anymore and just want to retire, so on and so forth, at least he has, you know, a piece of land. He could come and knock something up on that land and live. So, Marwa, thank you for taking care of our brother. And I would also thank our Jamaican uncle, my brother, for taking care of Marwa. Marwa is a good guy. He's a great content creator, and I love the content. If it's even for him to entertain us, that is enough for me. He lives his life how he wants, and he doesn't play by anyone's rule. He goes where he goes with the prayers of his mother and the love of God, and I think that is sufficient. And no matter what, people is always gonna talk anyways. So guys, this is going to have to cut it for us here on this here leg of the podcast on this Sunday. Thank you guys for kicking it with me, and we will come again. Be sure actually to click on the link in the description where I have my affiliate links, and make sure that you support. There's also my Amazon podcast equipment wish list, which is going to be in the description or the comments section pinned. Please be sure to support in any way which you can. Thank you guys for kicking it with me one more time here on the podcast. See you soon. Bye bye.